Chapter 71. A week later, I was in my room listening over and over to a song by the Beatles. First, I listened to the entire song a few times, then I listened to just the drums a few times. It was about the seventh time of listening to the song when I was isolating the bass guitar when Daddy yelled for me to stop playing the same damn song over and over. "It's research," I yelled back. "Then turn it down. It doesn't have to be so damn loud." I huffed to myself and turned it down a notch, but it was still loud. I was distressed. The night before, when I had been coming home from a gig with the band, Mary had been driving out of our driveway. She had the nerve to wave at me, which meant that she and Daddy were back at it again. I wondered if her husband was the only person who didn't know she was sleeping around. Maybe he didn't care. I heard Daddy turn on the TV, and loud. I hadn't said anything to him about Mary, but I'm sure he knew that I was angry. I was now on the 10th time of listening to the song when Kevin appeared in my doorway. "I hear that today is a repeating Wednesday," he remarked. "You have to listen to this, Kev," I told him in all seriousness as he sat on my bed with me. "In your mind, isolate the bass guitar in this song. Listen." Okay, but your dad wants you to turn it down or turn it off. He's really mad." He nudged the volume down a notch. The song played for the 11th time. "What about it?" he said as the song ended. "It's the same damn chord and 3 notes through the entire song. Don't you get it?" I asked him as if he was stupid. He stared at me, not getting it at all, as the song started over. Maybe because he didn't play bass guitar. Then he got up and shut off the CD player. "Wait! I gotta know one more thing," I told him. "What's wrong with you?" he asked as he looked more closely at me. "Why are you driving your dad and yourself crazy?" He sat down cross-legged across from me. "If you just listen to the song one more time." Paul missed the beat towards the beginning of that song. "I'm going to play it again so you can hear it," I replied as I went to get up. Kevin put his hand on my arm and held me from moving. "Sit back down and talk to me." "I can't believe they didn't go back and re-record the drumming on this song. You can't release a song with a missed beat. And if you watch the video, they must have had different cameras because they center on Paul on the drums. The drums got louder." I mumbled. "They played it a few nights ago. It was a rerun when the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show." "Really? What's wrong?" he probed. "The music is the only thing that makes sense, but now that I found all the problems in that song, I'm not sure anything does," I replied as I traced an invisible pattern on the bedspread with my finger. I jumped as he moved closer to me and put his arms around me. I closed my eyes as I felt his warmth envelop me. Then I rested my head against him, the tension draining away. "Did one of the band piss you off?" he asked. "No, it's Daddy. Mary's back. You know how fucked up that is," I sighed in frustration. "I'm sorry," he replied softly. "Come here," he said as he scooted over and beckoned me to lie beside him on my bed. I lay beside him and we held each other. "Before you know it, we'll be old enough to be on our own. We can move to Texas or wherever to get away from this one-horse town," he said. "Maybe we can move there and find enough money to support ourselves and then get Daddy to move there too. We could play our gigs and I could be a bartender on the side. I'm pretty and I can handle myself. I'd be making tips left and right. I bet that's good money. And you're good at mechanics. You could find a job easy. And then Daddy could find someone else who'll have a real relationship with him," I replied as I thought about it. "We'd move in together?" Wow, that clutched my stomach. Kevin had wanted to be boyfriend-girlfriend in a not-so-distant past, but I just didn't feel like that towards him. The sex was great, but it was friendship, not love. As friends and lovers, nothing serious. "Too bad, but okay, I can deal with that," he replied as he kissed my hair and squeezed me tighter. I was okay with his affection. I heard a noise and looked up to see Daddy by my open bedroom door. He cleared his throat for emphasis. "If you're going to visit, do it somewhere else in the house besides your bedroom," he remarked. I could have been outwardly angry at him and snapped back with a smart remark, but I didn't. I just loosened myself from Kevin and we both sat up. "Let's go see what David is up to," I remarked. "Okay," he agreed. I didn't even slam out of the house or peel wheels out of the driveway. "Where are we going? This isn't the way to David's house," Kevin informed me in the case I'd forgotten where he lived. I wanted more affection. His arms around me had made me feel good, but some orgasms would make me feel a lot better. I was thinking that the two of us living together as friends with benefits wouldn't be bad at all. Parking, unless you don't want to. "Serves him right, doesn't it?" Kevin replied in disgust. Yeah, it certainly did. Daddy was sitting in his favorite chair in the living room when I came home not 2 hours later. The TV was off and the mood was somber, as only one lone dim lamp lit some of the room. His mood hit me and it scared me. It felt like the end. But the end of what? I didn't know. I guess I stood there a second or so. "So," he said as he stared downward, "you and Kevin can't wait until you're 18 to move away from here and share a place together, huh?" My mind raced, wondering how much of our conversation he had heard. I was about to tell him that no, we were just bullshitting, but then I realized how much I did want to move. I wanted to be around people that accepted me, that liked me, and didn't think I was the devil or someone to be feared or hated. Why did people think that their hate of someone didn't cause them pain, or in some cases totally ruin that person's life? Who were they to cause such pain to someone? Anger flowed through me as flashes of cruel things that people, especially my schoolmates, had said and did flooded my mind. "Yeah, Daddy, Kevin and I went out of Whitmire. You need out of here too, even if we only move to Greenville. I want to be around people that like me, and Kevin likes me. That's a start. I need to fit in somehow, and although I have tried for years to fit in at school, it's still not working. I'll be moving out when I graduate high school. I hope you'll move too." He turned in his chair to stare at me. "Do you really think it will be better somewhere else? Do you really think it will solve all your problems? Do you really hate this ranch and all we do here so much?" he asked angrily. I shook my head. "No, I don't hate the ranch, but this is not the type of work that I'm going to do when I'm older. I'm just going to have to live in a bigger town to do it, even if the next step is going to college or trade school. There are no colleges in Whitmire, South Carolina. In a bigger town, the people will be new. I can be a different person then. Kevin and I can still play our music with the band. Most of our gigs are in Greenville." An awkward silence followed, as if he had never thought of those things. "Aren't there things you've wanted to do, Daddy? Going in a different direction doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you failed. You put so much time into running this ranch. Wouldn't you like some free time to do some fun things, or just have time to relax or make some new friends? You haven't played music with anyone in a long time. You haven't shot skeet in forever. You love both those things." He didn't say much more that night. It occurred to me then that although he'd always had a lot of advice for other people, that he never talked much about how he felt about his life or how he wanted his future to be. Maybe Bob was right that me and Daddy were a lot alike. When we got together as a band to practice the next day, Rick was still talking about his friend who lived in New York and what musical opportunities were there. Carol was all excited about it and was ready to go. They assured us that they were leaving us to become rock stars. If they really did leave, I'd just find another bass guitarist and keyboard player to take their place. It was probably best anyway. They also rubbed it in our faces that my dad would never move anywhere, let alone Texas. They knew my dad was sleeping with a married woman. Carol and I got into it about that remark, and the rest of the band had to calm me down. As Rick went outside to smoke, and Carol trailed after him, I turned to David. "Are you going with them if they leave? It might be your ticket out of this one-horse town that you hate." He shut his eyes and shook his head in the negative, clearly frustrated and conflicted by the decision. "Why not?" Kevin asked. David's eyes flew open. "Do they really look like they know what they're doing?" he asked in irritation. "Yes, I want to move, but I was hoping to move with y'all, not them." He looked at me. "Hell, I'd trust your judgment before I trust theirs, and you're just a baby." "Watch it, Buster," I warned about the baby remark. "What you gonna do about it, baby?" he taunted as he swatted me in the shoulder. Yeah, I love to play with my guys. I swatted him back and we scuffled. Then Kevin got into it. "If you're not going with them, I guess you can move with us once we graduate. If the three of us had jobs, we could afford an apartment together," I remarked. Our scuffling suddenly stopped. My remark had stopped David in his tracks. "What about your dad?" I shrugged my shoulders. "Either he'll move or not. We'll just have to see. Maybe he'll finally come to his senses now and we'll move a lot sooner. We had a come to Jesus talk about moving this morning, and I think he sees the light." Those thoughts had us all in smiles then, as if a heavy weight had lifted. Yeah, it really felt like our destiny. All three of us could hardly wait.